working at the coffee cart?
Yeah.
And how busy would you say the cart has been?
What do you think?
Pretty busy.
Pretty busy?
Yeah, really depends. At City High we have 3 trimesters.
Okay.
And it really does change each trimester with what period. Usually the morning is more, you have more people in the morning, but it really depends. Today was the first day of a new trimester, so that changes things. But just with the number of people, we do a pretty good business every day.
Mm-hmm. How many students would you estimate are involved then in the coffee cart?
There's 6 to 8 students depending on the week overall, and then again we have a staff person that oversees the working situation.
Okay. Now Haley, as you start thinking about graduation, I know you're working more out in the community and having all sorts of opportunities to learn about working in the workplace. Do you have any ideas what you might like to do in the future or after you graduate?
I'll be doing like the transition program.
Okay.
Then living at Reach for Your Potential, and then probably doing some more jobs there.
Awesome. It sounds like you have a wonderful plan ahead of you.
Yeah.
And do you think that experiences like the coffee cart will help you to be a better employee and a better resident in these new settings?
Yep.
Good. Mr. Denise, is there anything that you would like to share with our viewers if they were interested in starting something like this at a school? What are some of the challenges of starting up a project like this, and how did you overcome those obstacles along the way?
It's always easy to see those challenges up front and to talk about them, because usually that first challenge is money. It usually comes down to money, finding a source for that. And we were very fortunate that we had some very committed people through our administration and through the foundation to help us out. And that just made the whole difference. You know, I think keeping it within the school helped. It really showed this is a City High project from start to finish. And so it's been nice to see, keep it in-house, and everybody's excited.
Absolutely, and then you don't have to worry about transportation and all of those things also.
Exactly.
Well, Haley, if you were going to make a recommendation to your classmates, what would you advise them to purchase at the coffee cart? What drinks should they try, do you think?
The chocolate caramel nut.
Okay, that chocolate caramel nut. It sounds really good.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to thank both of you for coming in and sharing a little bit about the coffee cart and your experiences with developing a new business and in getting all of the school community and even beyond the school community involved. So thanks a lot for coming in and sharing your experiences with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks. Well, I'm Olivia Baker, and you're watching Education Exchange. We've been talking with Mr. Denise and Haley from City High School, representing the Coffee Cart Project. We'll be taking a short break, and soon we'll be joined by Kevin Koepnick, who will be explaining his successes in the science department at City High School.
To the ACO Variety Show, Season 2.
Alrighty, so it sounds like you guys were building character as you were building this documentary.
Bringing peace and social justice issues into your living room piece by piece. I'm your host, Jared Satisfied.
Bart Reno, Bart Reno, Bart Reno, Bart Reno.
Forward. Okay, that's fine.
And in this show, we'll test the trivia knowledge of 2 contestants right here.
Okay,
In time, you experience of each other's.
Okay, that's fine. What the? Clickety. Let's go. Uh-oh.
And in this show, we'll test the trivia knowledge of 2 contestants right here.
Welcome back to Education Exchange. What you're looking at right now is an award from Kevin Koepnick, a 2009 State of Iowa finalist for the Presidential Award for Excellence in Science Teaching. He's currently a teacher at City High School, and we're going to get to know a little bit about him this evening and this award that he's been nominated for. So, Mr. Koepnick, tell us a little bit about your experiences at City High. How long have you been there, and what classes do you teach?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on tonight,
Thanks
Olivia.
for joining us.
I've been at City High, this will be 26 years at City High, and all the time I've been there I've taught biology. And I've taught just almost everything else in the science curriculum as well.
Okay, so do you have a favorite course to
Well,
teach?
biology.
Biology.
That's
It's got
my
to be.
thing, yeah.
And is that the course that your award was given for?
My award was
teaching in
given for
biology?
a combination of biology, and then I also teach upper-level biology electives, including
Okay.
advanced placement biology, genetics, microbiology, and ecology.
A lot of options then for students at City High.
We have a very full curriculum, yes.
It sounds like it. Yes, I came from a very small school, so that
So
sounds
did I.
impressive to me. Really?
Yeah.
Always want to be a science teacher?
I think ever since I first set foot in a classroom in college, when I was a sophomore, I was a science major. And when you're a sophomore, you begin to look at options that you might have. And one option that I did was a practicum experience in an elementary school classroom in Iowa City. And I realized about midway through the semester that it was my favorite part of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like I was accomplishing something even as a 20-year-old. And I gravitated towards education, and I've been there ever since.
And never looked back.
Never looked back. Always
well,
looked ahead.
Good. Tell us a little bit about the award that you have been nominated for.
The Presidential Award is given in each state. It's sponsored by the National Science Foundation, and each state has an award winner chosen each year in mathematics, science, and college teaching. Some years it's elementary, some years it's secondary. This year is a secondary year, and I'm one of 2 finalists in Iowa for the science portion of the award.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what is the process like? How does one become a finalist for this award?
Well, there has to be a nomination.
Okay.
And in this case, Mark Hansen, our principal at City High School, made the nomination for me. And then the application process is pretty stringent. There is about a 30-some page application that has to be supported by colleagues and by people who know intimately about your teaching. There is documentation that's required to illustrate the different kinds of things that you say you're doing, things that you say you're doing in a series of essays that have to do with your philosophy of teaching, philosophy of science, the methodologies that you like to use. And then finally, there's a video portion that's required. They'd like to see a minimum of 30 minutes of uncut classroom video.
And I understand that you have brought in a portion of that video for us to view tonight.
I did.
So describe to us, what are we going to see in the video that's about to play?
The video you're going to see is a group of junior and senior level, upper level science students. And what they're doing is they are doing DNA fingerprinting.
Okay.
There is a situation in which, the situation is that some dog chewed a farmer's boot. And samples of DNA were collected from the boot and collected from a series of dogs. And we're going to run a DNA fingerprint to determine which pooch chewed the boot.
Did the students figure it out?
They did.
Very good. All right, well, the teaching must be working. Well, let's take a look at this video.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Kevin Koepnick. The activity you're about to see is of my 3rd hour Advanced Honors Biology class here at Iowa City High School. The students will be going through a lab in which they are digesting DNA, loading that DNA into a gel, and then constructing a DNA fingerprint. The Advanced Honors Biology sections are groups of juniors and seniors who are taking a 2nd level biology class, most of whom have some design on a health science related or biologically related career. This class period includes an interruption. The seniors were having their group class photo taken during this period. I thought that was an okay thing to include because it's part of a pretty typical school day. The video will have very little production value. That was also on purpose, just to try to make the shots as candid as they possibly can be. There will be 30 minutes of unbroken continuous video. Thanks a lot. Hope you enjoy it. I did.
Ammunition boxes. And that's what they are, by the way. They're ammo boxes. Typically used to store DNA. What you have in there is 2 sets of tubes. The tubes are labeled C1, 2, 3, 4, N, and D. Here's what they are. The C tube is from the culprit dog. That was
the DNA gathered